Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today it is, April 25th, 2024. We will be looking at Proverbs 25, and I think we'll look at verses 6 and 7. So this morning as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about life in general, and I'm sitting here and I'm truly grateful to God as God continues to do a work in me, and I'm excited for what He's going to continue to do. But in that, I have to remember that everything that happens just leads me closer to Him, doesn't make me something. Reading in Proverbs 25, Solomon says this to his sons: "Don't brag about yourself before the king. Don't stand in the place of the great. For it is better for him to say to you, 'Come up here,' than to demote you in plain view of a noble." There are times where things go well in life, and you start to think of yourself in a different place than you know that you probably should. Whether it be at work, in ministry, in your family, just in your neighborhood in general. Wanting to say, "Look at me," is a trait, and I can't speak for you, but it's a trait that I know is inherent in me. And when people don't look at me, it makes me want to even press even harder. Now, I want you all to know I am truly grateful for the times that you reach out and tell me that the words that come out of my mouth have been beneficial to you, because that reminds me that, yes, I did hear the Lord right. And so I'm grateful for that. But Solomon reminds us that for us to do that about ourselves, even though it may be true, could cause us to look bad at some point. It's interesting, there are times where you know you're doing the right thing, you know you've done the right thing, you know that everything you've said is right, all of it is good. And then you're in a position where you know you're in the right place, but there's someone else that is doing also right things, and it is in the right place. And in the moment, they get honored above you. And if you promoted yourself, then you are going to feel crushed when people recognize the other person instead of you. But if you've just done what you're supposed to do, and that other person gets promoted in some way, talked about in some way, then you can be excited for them, because you haven't been demoted in any way, shape, or form. And there's a good chance that after that person gets their just dues, right? Often we think about that in a negative way, but it happens in the positive in many occasions. When they get their just dues, when they get recognized, when they're appreciated, there's a good chance it'll come back around, and you'll get recognized as well. I know that so often I want to chase the approval because, well, I have an insecurity issue. But I also know when I don't chase it, that's when it means the most to me. Don't brag about yourself before a ruler. Don't stand in the place of the great. Don't put yourself there. Because it's better for him, the ruler, to say to you, hey, yeah, you, come here. I really appreciate you and what you said today. I appreciate the hard work you put in. I know you didn't have to work that hard, and I recognize it. It's a whole lot better than for him to come to you and say, you've been talking good about yourself, but look, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Seriously, it's time to step your game up. Sometimes we just need to be reminded to do the right things and trust God to promote us, to speak to us, to show us what we've done. We all want the approval, but when we give it to ourselves and tell people they need to do it, it just isn't nearly as good as when they recognize it on their own. Don't brag about yourself before the king. Don't stand in the praise of the great. It's better for him to say to you, come here, I'm proud of you, than for him to say, no, demote you in plain view of someone else. I love you all. I want you to know I am proud of you. If you took time to watch this today, God wants you to know He didn't forget you. He says, come here. I am proud of you today. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.